I mean, as far as the stimulus is concerned, there's been a lot of money that's been put out already. I think we need to wait a little bit and see what the reaction is of the across the country with our economy. There are folks that are getting back to work now, and that's a good thing. Some folks, though, we're hearing really don't want to work because they did receive their stimulus check. So I believe before we start spending, adding any more money to the $26 trillion, that we have a chance to see what the impact truly is of the money that has been spent.
And as far as these mask mandates that localities are implementing, are you in favor of those? Are you in favor of that on a state or a federal level?
No, I think it needs to be a local mandate. The businesses and also people should wear masks if that's what, or take any other precautions that they see fit. But I don't think it needs to be a federally mandated, strong initiative. I think everybody needs to make up their own minds. We have enough information already to understand what the virus is all about and how to protect ourselves. With, in some cases, it's mask, social distancing, cleaning hands, etc. So I think instead of having things mandated, I think it should be up to the individual to make that decision. And if they feel strongly about it, they should wear a mask. If our private owners of businesses feel the same way, then if that's what they are requiring for their customers to come in, it's up to the customers to decide whether or not they want to abide by that. But I think it should be left to the property owners and also the residents to decide what's best.
Excellent. And one more specific thing, obviously with the pandemic, healthcare is on a lot of people's minds right now. If your goal is to replace Obamacare in Congress, is there any specific policy you're in favor of pushing for?
Well,
replacement for that?
Yeah, so replacement of Obamacare is the repeal and replacement. Yeah, that's a policy that we need to focus on, because I'm in favor of private market types of healthcare. And I think everybody should have access to manageable and affordable health care, but it needs to be through the private sector, not through the government. So by opening up to competition, and I think that's the best way. That's the American way. So I'm all for that. The other thing, I am pro, one of the things I do want to help locally is to improve access to health care. And that includes access to our rural hospitals, which means many rural hospitals are closing around the country. As an ex-congressman for this district, I'm going to fight hard to ensure that our hospitals are being paid fairly and also compensated properly for the procedures that they provide our citizens. So that's job one, to keep our rural hospitals open. Second is access to mental health facilities. As a mayor, we've studied homelessness, and we understand what that is and how many people are impacted. Bottom line is, folks need mental health care, much more access to mental health care facilities and physicians for both the homeless, our veterans, our farmers, and even just ordinary citizens who need help in that area. And the third one has to do with the drug epidemic that we have. We're having a resurgence in fentanyl, meth, and heroin from the southern border, which is Mexico. It's hard to believe that those products are ending up on the streets in our communities. So shutting down the border, building a wall, and helping provide our law enforcement people with the right tools that they need to keep us safe and away from drugs is something else that I want to work on as well.
Excellent. Anything else campaign-wise, or any immediate thing you'd like to address?
Yeah,
right
well,
now?
this is a very exciting time. We have a lot of good candidates, but I think what sets me apart from the others is the fact that I'm a freedom fighter. I'll fight hard to preserve our freedoms that are under attack by the leftist socialist Democrats in Washington. This president needs help in that area, and I'm the guy to go up there and do battle on his behalf, and to try to move us away from this flat-out movement to socialism, which I totally disagree with. And the second is job creation. My business and also public service background, I know how to bring people together to solve problems. And in our case, we want to get our economy back on track. We want jobs. I have a good track record, the best track record of this field in terms of opponents for bringing jobs into this area. 3,000 new jobs and over $650 million worth of private capital investment. I did that with other mayors in Sullivan County, elected officials, business and community leaders, and I'll do it again for Sullivan County as well as the other 11 counties in the region.